Hello everyone, it's Miriam here at the Paperwheelz Studio. I'm back again today with another fun, simple little project for you for your junk journal. Perfect for beginners. But before we get started on our project, I'd just like to say hello and thank you very much to Dorothy, Sophia, Patricia, Mama Juju, Linda, and Miss Scrappy Girl. Thank you so much for your kind comments, and I hope that each and every one of you are subscribed to my channel. I need to share with you, I set a goal for my channel doing this February challenge, and I set it kind of low, but I hadn't been getting many subscribers to my channel. So I set my goal, if I don't get at least 10 in the first month, then there is no way that I'm going to continue, doing the channel. So I got everything all set up, planned, ready to go, and would you believe I've only posted 4 videos now, and since I posted my very first video and a couple more after that, I am now up to 350 some subscribers, and I was at 305. So whatever 5 times 10 is, I've well surpassed the goal, and I could not have done it with you all. So enough chit chat, and thank you again. It takes subscribers to keep your channel going on YouTube, and shares and likes also help quite a bit. So share, like, comment below if you want to add to anything that you'd like to see me do in this February 1st. And if I don't have it on my list, it might be something I would consider moving things around and adding it to my list. So in front of me, I have some different envelopes. I have a bank mail envelope. This one came straight from a bank. Nothing fancy about it. I have a Dollar Tree envelope. Again, nothing fancy, just came from a box of envelopes at Dollar Tree. And these I got on Amazon. They're Mr. Pen envelopes. They're larger coin envelopes, and I'm sure they're fairly cheap on there. At the time I got them, they were probably $5 and something for them. But I'm going to start with the Riverview Credit Union here. And we're going to just cover this baby up. I've got some scraps off here to the side that I prepared in advance so that it would not take me forever on video here. Before we go much further, we're just going to glue this flap down. We're going to use these envelopes today. I didn't tell you what we're doing with them, did I? We're going to use the envelopes to make tags for your journal. Very simple. You don't have to have cardstock. You can just layer up your papers and your envelopes, and they'll be plenty thick enough to use as a nice tag, but not so flimsy that when you go to put it in the pocket, it'll wriggle all up on you. I like things that go in pockets nicely. Just slide right in and slide right out. All right, so we got that closed up now. And we're just going to take this digital that I had. It's an old digital from Shabby Dabby Doo Dah I purchased last year, or maybe even the year before that. I'm not real sure. And that will work. I'm going to simply lay glue down on my envelope and use my sheet in the background here. I'm shaking that camera again. Let's try not to be so aggressive with my glue stick. Get it on the paper. My craft mat's been all cleaned off. Don't want to get it all glued up again. It was looking kind of crappy there for a while. Alright, so we're going to set this aside and put this down. Don't really care if I get it in the center, as long as it's kind of even, because there is an image on the other side that I like to take advantage of. Now, I didn't leave myself enough hardly to fold over here, so I'll probably trim along that end. So no worries though. We'll miter the other corners here. And before I even go gluing down, so I won't have to cut through glue, I'm just going to trim this off to be even with the bottom. When I was working on one of these yesterday, so I remembered to show you how to do things and all that kind of stuff, I left my paper large enough to cover all 4 sides, but this was an A4 paper. It had a white space at the top. So when and bottom, and when I cut my white spaces off, it kind of shortened my piece here more than I thought it would. All right, there we go. Now we're just going to use glue stick, and we're going to glue these down. Oh, let me trim this other one so we don't have quite so much. You only need about a 1/2 inch around it to cover it good. And you can cover it with anything you want. You can cover it with construction paper if you'd like. Better get, here, this is my piece that's going to get glue on the back, so let's just lay it down here to be a glue paper, and if it gets glue on it, then it won't make much difference now, will it? I just placed an order for 6 glue sticks. And down to I have this one and one more left, and I just can't stand the thought of running out of glue sticks. Especially if I were to be in the middle of a project. I don't do Amazon, so I can't get, you know, prime delivery and get it here quickly. I do order from our Walmart now and then, but you have to have above a certain amount to get. Some products have free shipping without it, but majority of their basic things usually don't. And my particular Walmart, they have the Scotch permanent glue sticks, y'all, and I have shopped cheapest that I've ever found them, and they're $3 and something. So if you need glue sticks, hop on over. And I know I'm not an affiliate. No, I get nothing from them for sending you in their direction. However, it does benefit you, obviously, because you'll have good glue sticks. And the Scotch Permanent is one good and trusty glue stick. It'll even glue fabric and lace, and if you get enough of it on there, it'll hold it down. So I'm hoping that it stays in the 30s for a day or so till I get my glue sticks, because I don't want them delivered and it be below 0. But I don't think we're supposed to get that far down at this point. All right, I need a real glue page here. For the back, all I did, just you saw how I did that, I just simply folded it over. I was too busy talking about my glue sticks. And then I've already torn this page to fit that tag, I believe. It's just a blank piece of a digital, and I'm going to use it to cover the back of my tags, and it's very neutral, so it'll be great for writing space. Yeah, you always want to leave yourself, even if you don't write, leave yourself a neutral background on your tags. Then if you want to make a note in your journal about a picture or something you put into your journal, you want to make a little note about, you can always write it on the back of one of your tags. They're so versatile. You put them in any kind of pocket you got in your journal. So tags would be a good thing if you like to mass make things, to make them in advance. Some people do what's called mass making. They make a whole bunch of, say, pockets at one time. And then they decorate them when they go to put them in the journal, or sometimes they'll just make them from start to finish completely decorated, and all they have to do then is glue it or put it into a journal. There'll be a lot of people doing Mass Make March. I haven't really decided what I'm doing in for March yet. Still early to decide. We're only finishing up the first full week of February, so got still a little time to decide what I'm going to do for March. And I'm having issues right there because it's wet from the glue, which made this back page funky looking. All right, so now we have that, and I'm just going to eyeball it to get my tag shape. But look at that pretty image on the front. Isn't that beautiful? Now this one could actually be a pocket tag when we split this top. Let me get the paper going there better. Okay. I'm just going ahead, I'm not going to turn this into a pocket at this point. I'm going to go ahead and leave it as a tag because that's what I'm making today. And I'm just going to cut my corners. You can make yourself a template to do this, or you can measure your corners like I showed in a previous video where you take this corner and hold it over on the other corner and cut. However, I'm not that coordinated to hold that little tiny piece and cut it off, so I often will lay it there, get a good guesstimate as to where I want to cut, and just simply make my cut. If I have to even it up, I even it up. I don't sweat the small stuff, because in reality, when it comes to junk journals, it's all small stuff. No sense, remember, no rules, no perfection. The only things you need to remember. All right, so I've had this tag now, and I went ahead prior to getting on here and covered some more tags. So I don't think you need to watch me covering 4 or 5 tags at a time. So I do have some covered here. Let me pull those in, and I have some larger ephemera pieces to go with them. And I have my ephemera cup here, and let's get started on decorating. Do we want to use, what do we want to use around this today? Let's see. Let's see what speckled egg does for the egg, and if it just doesn't get it, we'll go to vintage photo. It's coming off on my daubers. Let's see what we get here. With the blue, it might just be real pretty to do that. Oh yeah. It's hard to see on there, but it really is coloring up the edge. And my phone camera's probably going to shake again because I'm inking. And really, folks, that's all there is to making these. Then you just decorate them up, and they're ready to go in a journal. Really not much to it at all. Okay, so we have an egg here. What could we put with our egg? Let me lay my other tags up a bit. I already picked out some people and things to go on them, but I haven't done all the label things. I have some pretty close. Ooh, I like that a lot. Do we still want to put the egg on here? No, I think we're just going to go after that inking. We're going to go with that. And what do we want to ink with? Should have thought of that before I got on my video, shouldn't I? We'll grab my vintage photo. I think I like it better on these pieces. It just makes things pop. And I like when things pop. I'll go ink it and I'll get it down. Probably go ahead and ink around my tag too. Be surprised, you won't hardly notice it on this craft cardstock, but when I go to get it, put it down, you'll be surprised at how it pops right off the page. Just by giving it a little inking. I don't ink everything, but I do like using it quite a bit. Right, then go ahead and use my, and see if I can figure out which side of my tag is my original, because I use the same color paper on both sides. Thinking maybe I've got it face up to the, I gotta put it close here to look, folks. I don't really think it matters because it's so alike. Let's use this because, as it turns out, I put the back one upside. No, wait a minute. If we do that, then we can cover. We're going to do it like that. Then it won't be upside down in any way, because my little piece here is going to cover up the upside down writing. Just a little bit up there that nobody will even notice if we don't tell them. All right. Now we can punch a hole in the top of this and put a string. I think for now I'm just going to leave it and decorate it up when I get to that point. I need to get a drink here, you all, so forgive me. While I'm thinking of it, I want to give you all the hashtag for this month. I do have a playlist. You can go to my YouTube channel playlist, February 1st, 26. Hashtag February 1st, 26. That's what we're doing. I came up with this. I really don't know if anybody else out there is doing this. We're going to put this little girl on this one because I think that blue will really stand out on there. So let's just get her on here, and then we'll get some little labels. A lot of times when I'm gluing down things to tags, if I think I might put a little something else on it, I don't often glue it down all the way initially. So I'm going to just put some glue in the center of her and see what else we might have that will go well with her. Let's put her about right there because we don't want to cover up that pretty flowers in the egg, do we? So she needs definitely something to stand on and something to coordinate with her. So let's see what I got. I should have another one of those pretty bows in here. Ooh, I have this. That would be nice, but that will cover up the egg. So let's see, maybe we just simply need one or two of these little boogers here in my hand. Like maybe you, and you, and you. We're going to put that there because we don't want to cover that up. Then we're going to put this here and this here. Does it look right? Or should that go under both of those? I think it needs to go underneath. And I'm going to hang it off the other way because there's a little hole in it. And at some point, if I want to add a little dangle to it, I can do that. or a little Brad. I can do that. If I don't mark it all up and ruin it. Where's that little hole anyway? It's there, it's there. There you are. Well, maybe it's just designed. We'll put you down there. Pretend that you don't have a hole. We're still gonna put it down under this upper tag, only I think I'm gonna turn it. No, I'm gonna turn it to the outside. So it can hang over just a hair. As long as I'm putting it in a larger pocket, it won't make much difference. Get it straight, Miriam. Okay. Alrighty. Almost got this one done. I'm looking back at this other one. I think we need another label on it, y'all. See if I can't pull one out and we'll put another label on there. And see, there again, I didn't ink any of these little bits. It's okay, I can still ink this last one. The inking gives it sometimes a little grunge look, sometimes just enough to cover those white edges and make things pop on the page. Other times it's just to kind of coordinate with everything. We need to go back up here and add some glue for our little girl. Every little speck of her doesn't have to be stuck down, but we do need more because we don't want to rip a foot, piece of umbrella, who knows. And get a little bit of glue down under her umbrella hook. What do they call these things? Umbrella hook? Handle? Holder? Don't know. Alright, so we got 2 down. We're going to bring this one back because I think it needs something else here. Some kind of label on the bottom. Like maybe... that. You didn't leave my little girl anything to walk on either. We got to get back and give her something to walk across. She looks like she's standing in the air. Okay, now it's done. And let's see what we've got that we can put underneath the little girl so she's not just walking on sunshine, so to speak. Let's see, here we go. Here is a label that I can fussy cut slightly better. Here we go. Here we go. See if I can't hear you guys talk back on these. Be pretty neat if I could, huh? Then you could tell me, oh, we're at 30 minutes, it's time to go. All right, let's get this down on here and move along to the next one. What kind of mask making? We're doing a February mask make. And I'm going to bring this over a bit to kind of tie it in with that luster that I have here. Now I feel like I need something right there. We'll leave it like it is. All right. Next one's going to be Mr. and Mrs. Baterinsky. I don't know why I said Baterinsky. They're Roberts. Rabinsky. How's that? Mr. and Mrs. Rabinsky. Ink these up a bit. Inky, inky, inky. Okay. And we'll get it down. What do we want to put on here with these guys? How about something larger, like maybe something like this behind them? That's awful pretty. I like that. And maybe some book page bits. Let's see what else I got here. I have this butterfly slide, which is kind of cool. It just doesn't fit with those guys. Let's go, when all else fails, go for book page. That makes them stand out just a little bit more, doesn't it? Yeah. Put it down. No, I like this other side, but I don't like this fold. So let's get that fold out there. Put this down. Get the bunnies on here. Get Mr. and Mrs. Rabinsky taken care of. I make up names for my ephemera sometimes. Tell little stories about it. Like maybe this is the day that the rabbits are going to town to get some flowers for their house. And they live just down on the end of the street, so all they have to do is walk up the street to the flower shop and pick up some beautiful flowers. Sticking to my fingers. It doesn't want to stick to the paper. It wants to stick to my fingers. Okay, and I think maybe a label down here at the bottom, and this one will be probably close to finished. Let's find a label of some kind. Here's one. That one's kind of big, but we'll lay it out there. Let's see what else I got here. Oh, here we go. We can put that off of the side of the label. See what else I got down, hiding down in here to use as labels. Here's a couple larger ones. And maybe, well, there's a itsy bitsy teeny weeny. I'm not working with itsy bitsy teeny weenies today. Just too much. So go with it. Ooh, no. All right, so let's try. I don't like how it covers up her feet. So let's do it up here. Put that on here. We'll put that on here. Okay. I don't like to wiffle waffle around, so we're putting it down. It's going on there. So is anybody else in an area where you're going to get lots of snow coming still? I think we've probably had our big snow for the year, but who knows? Sometimes our worst ones come in March. It's very quiet at my house right now. And when I don't talk, I can hear things echoing in my house. Oh, the only noise is the dog moving around. Okay. So, now I don't know where I want that. Put it right there. Come on. I might have to come back and add some glue to that piece. But let me go ahead and cut up here. Okay. Need something right in there. Do we have a little something something we can use in here? Here we go. What about, put that down. Oh, it was just here. Could always use a bow. Here's a little tiny blue piece. No, I don't know. I like that. Okay, I've got one more little piece here. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I got 3 tags done. I think I'm going to call it quits there. If I do a couple more offline, I will show you what they look like at the beginning of my next video tomorrow. So I hope you all have enjoyed it. We managed to get 3 tags completed. We've got the bunnies done, our little girl walking in the springtime rain, and a purple flower collage. So that's what I come up with today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you were able to learn from it. Please sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye for now.